Yo guys, so today I'm back again with another new launch review, this time at Bloomsbury Residences. So in today's video, right, I'll be covering a few things. First things first is the land bid situation at Mediapolis because there's a few land bids there. The second part will be on how the development actually looks like. So over here, I got the artist impression and also the site plan. The third part will be the demand and supply in this area. So this will be based on the sale and the rental in the area. And the last part, it will be on whether the one-off area is actually profitable. Alright, so if you want to find out more, stay tuned for the video. Okay, so to start things off, let's look at the land bids in the Mediapolis area right now. So right, I actually compiled these 4 plots and you can see over here, the first start we have is this Bloomsbury plot. So this Bloomsbury plot, right, actually the tender closed in January 2024 and then we are looking at a launch date of April 2025. You can see the PSF PPR, we are looking at 1191. Now we can see, right, there's this second plot, which is the Media Circle plot 2. So they have a plot ratio of 4.2 over here. And the tender actually closed in October of 2024 and it wasn't awarded. Okay, so this one was a bit unique because I think the government was testing something new, a new concept, and it was a service apartment of 60 years alongside with this development. So I think the market participants, mainly developers, they didn't know what kind of risk they would actually entail if they actually bidded quite aggressively for this land. So I think the land was actually bidded quite low and the government, knowing that it didn't hit their reserve price, choose not to award the land. So this one will also protect the future plots, right, that is going to launch because at least they know that this particular plot at Media Circle plot 2, it wasn't sold too cheap. So that's why the developer also cannot profit too much. So that's why the government, maybe they will rethink the concept here if they want to still continue with the service apartment or not. But they can still choose to sell the land later on. Okay, so now we look at the third plot, which is Media Circle Parcel A, which is over here, plot ratio of 3.7. So this tender just closed this month in the March 2025, and we are looking to estimate launch based on previous land plots, the timing of this. I think it will launch around June 2026. And then the land bid was at PSF PPR of 1037. Okay, and now for the fourth plot, Media Circle Parcel B. So this one will be looking to close in April 2025, which is next month, and I estimate the launch should be in July of 2026. And the plot ratio over here is 4.3. So right now we kind of have an overview of the 4 plots that has already been launched for the land bids in this Mediapolis area. Okay, so now I'll just dive deeper into each site area. So at least from here, right, you can compare how big the land plot is, how many units there are, and also what is the commercial space that we already have allocated here. So if you look closely, right, you can see actually this is all the pink color plots of land. So what is it different from this orange color one? So the orange color one usually is already for residential use. But now the government, they paint it pink color is because this one is not just a residential but with a commercial space on the first story. So do bear in mind for pink color usually is about this kind of mixed use, and then for the purely orange or brown color one, it will be purely residential. Okay, so now we look at Bloomsbury Residences. Site area, right, we are looking at 114097,000 square feet. So this one is quite a big plot of land. Number of units, we are looking at 358 units, and commercial space estimate to be about 4,000 plus square feet. Okay. Then now we look at the second plot, right, which is over here, Media Circle plot 2, site area about 61,000 square feet, estimated units that time they announced was about 515. So same thing, commercial space also on level 1, about 4,000 plus square feet, and we have the service apartments. Third plot, which is over here, plot ratio 3.7, Media Circle Parcel A, site area we're looking at about 82,000 square feet. So estimated number of units here, 345. Commercial space also about 4,000 plus square feet. And last but not least, we have Media Circle Plot B, plot ratio of 4.3, and the site area over here is actually one of the bigger ones already at 107,000 square feet. Estimate number of units is 485 units, and then commercial space also same thing, 4,000 plus square feet. So you guys remember just now I mentioned about the land bid not being awarded, right? So this was released in the newspaper article, the press coverage from URA site. So they mentioned that the sold bid of 461 PSF PPR was actually too low. the developers and the government plans are actually not aligned, because maybe the developer feel that, oh, here most likely won't be able to, maybe the service apartment is a high risk for the developers, so that's why they bid it so low. And actually in 2024, there was a total of 3 times that the government has actually thrown out the land bids because it was assessed to be too low lah. And this area, according to Fraser's, right, we actually estimate the PSF PPR to be within this range. So really for the 460, they tried their luck line with a low ball, and in the end the government actually chose not to sell the land. So before we dive deep into the Bloomsbury development itself, I just want to cover a little bit on the remaining supply, right, of the One North area. So you can see over here, this is the map. This is One North MRT side, and then the Bloomsbury Residences is over here at this plot. So just to give you an overview, what is the distance towards the One North MRT area? Okay, and then now for the newer projects along the One North area, the latest that recently TOP, we have One North Eden, TOP 2024, land size we're looking at 62,000 square feet, a total number of 165 units. And then the second one, we're looking at Blossoms by the Park. Blossoms by the Park, TOP will be 2027, land size of 85,000 square feet, total number of units 275, and we're only looking at the 4 bedrooms left right now. So over here we are looking at 93% sold, and the plot ratio is 3. The next one, we have the Hill at One North, TOP 2027, land size 63,000 square feet, number of units 142, and the percentage sold, we are looking at 42% with a plot ratio of 2.1. So over here you can see, right, really this plot, this Bloomsbury Residences, right, we are quite a distance away towards One North MRT, and then Queenstown MRT is over here, Commonwealth MRT is over here, and right across the expressway, right, we have Momentum Park. So later on I'll also be using Momentum Park as kind of a gauge, because both of them are kind of the distance away from MRT. So from here we can kind of see what is the demand and the supply that's remaining in the resale market. Okay, so now on to Bloomsbury Residences. So over here we have the project information. So pretty straightforward. We have a total of 3 blocks over here, and then this is at the media circle area, and then you can see, right, we are looking at one block of 23 stories, 21 story, and then 14 stories, with commercial on the first level and then car park on first story and also the basement. So this one is a development by Qingjian and also 4C lah. We're looking to TOP in 2029. So over here, because it's RCR area, so we don't have 1:1 ratio for the parking lots, 143 residential car park lots, and you can see there is also 90 residential bicycle lots. So quite interesting for this concept that they are going here. Okay, so this is the artist's impression from the view from the Wessex Estate area. So you can see actually it will be quite nice. It kind of stands out already in the area, because over here they have a lot of conservation buildings, right? The view won't change for the many years to come. Okay, so next up you can see this is the unit mix for Bloomsbury Residences. So for the 2 bedroom types, so you see they already start off straight away from the 2 bedders. They didn't even bother with the 1 bedder. So over here we have about 53% being the 2 bedrooms. You can see the sizes range from 571 square feet to 689. For this 2 bedroom plus study, it's actually quite big, because 689 square feet, right? This is the harmonized square feet already, so you need to account for with the AC latch all this. So this should be easily 700 plus square feet. So for the 3 bedrooms, over here, we have ranging from 900 square feet all the way to 1098, and we have a total of 25%. 4 bedrooms, 4 premium plus study, all the way to the flexi, 1173 square feet to 1420 square feet. So this will also take up 19%. And last but not least, we have the penthouse units, which is the 4, 5, and 6 bedders. So this will make up about 2% of the total development. So all in all, we have 358 units. Okay, so over here you can see this is the site plan for Bloomsbury Residences. So this plot, right, it has a northeast and southwest orientation. And you can see actually the developers plan the landscaping very well, because you can see the 3 blocks, right, they are actually all at the fringe of the entire development. So what this means is that the facilities, you can see the first pool, second pool, and third pool, right? All over here, they are not kind of split up into maybe on the other side of the development. Over here, we still have the tennis court. So what this actually does, right, is that it creates the entire site plan to be quite huge, because the facilities area, they are not split up into multiple blocks, right? When you look at this development as a whole, when you enter through the first floor here, you do feel like the facilities, the landscaping is very grand because they are all on one whole piece. So most of them are gonna get quite unblocked views as well. And over here we have the shopping area, like the commercial part. And here you can see, so for block 63, right, they only have a total of 14 floors. And over here, majority of them are the bigger units. So you see it starts from the 3-bedders, 3 plus flexi, and then the 4 bedrooms here. So for the 2-bedders, right, most of them are in the inwards, which is facing the swimming pool, or is facing outwards. Okay, so over here we have the first story plan. So you can kind of see they have a main entrance which is over here. So this one will be the public car park and also leading to the residential car park side. And you can see on the first floor also is the Bloomsbury shops. So the ramp here will be towards the basement car park as well. And now if we look at the level 2, so level 2, this is what I mentioned just now. It will be one whole piece of the entire facilities. So you can see, later I will show you, right, based on the height of the development, it is on a raised ground, so you don't have to worry about other people from outside, right, looking into the development, because the entire development will already be on one level up. Okay, so you can see here the building plans, right, for block 61 and 65, 23 story and 21 story respectively. You can see, right, starting from the ground, so this is the media circle road, this is the ground floor. So over here you can see the second story, right, they already have elevated starting floor. So this is 8 meters and then the residential units will start from level 3. If you have been to developments, let's say like Park Clementi's, so Park Clementi's, their starting level, right, level 2, also start off quite high off the ground one. So this is kind of the similar concept that the developers are going for. This will create the landscaping that is really big and doesn't feel disrupted halfway lah. And same for the other blocks. Also, even though it's a lower block, 14 stories, but we also see this elevated ground. Okay, so you can see over here, this is the site plan, right, we put onto the site area itself. To know what kind of views you're gonna get for these Bloomsbury residences, you can kind of gauge. If you are gonna face towards this side, you're gonna get this estate facing, but in the end we don't know how long it's gonna be subject to detailed planning according to the master plan. But at least for the foreseeable future, you're gonna still get this unblocked view. And then over here we have this parcel A lah. So if you're facing towards this side, do bear in mind, of course, you're gonna get this parcel A, so the view might be slightly blocked. Over here will be basically other lands that is gonna be bidded out in the future or already have been zoned for something. Yeah, so do bear in mind, very likely you're not gonna get an unblocked view over here. So I just want to highlight this particular stack, the facing, right. You can see these two stacks, right, they are facing towards the other side of the development. They don't have the same orientation as the other stacks. So this one will give you the view towards the Alexandra woodlands and the greenery at the southern regions side. So I think this one, the developer really play this particular facing quite well. Instead of all having the same facing, right, they rather play the other side so that you can have a really unblocked facing, and the entire setback for the facilities, you kind of feel that it's very far away from the road also. Okay, so now for the floor plans, I will just be covering for the 3-bedders, because even for the 3-bedders, right, there is a lot of variations in the layout, even though this is not a mega development. So just bear with me. If you want to find out more about the other layouts, you can feel free to send me a WhatsApp. I can share with you more in detail. This is the 904 square feet layout. And over here, quite standard kitchen, dining area, living area, and balcony. Just something to take note, they actually have a small area here that already done for the study. To be honest, I think it's gonna be more of a storage area rather than a study. Yeah, but other than that, the layout itself is quite efficient and quite standard for 904 square feet. Okay, if you look closely, actually the kitchen, right, also got windows, the bathroom got windows, the master room, the bathroom also got windows. So I think this is a very strong selling point, especially for the 3-bedroom compact. Usually in the market right now for new launches, they might not necessarily have windows accessible. Okay, so I think this is quite a strong point in this development. Okay, so now for the 980 square feet 3-bedroom premium. So this is quite standard, I think, if you already been in the new launch market for a while. So we have a household shelter, WC, yard and kitchen. The main difference will be the third toilet, the yard and also the household shelter. I think we have a slightly more efficient foyer area over here. Bathroom, both bathroom also got windows. So the next one is the under 980 square feet. So the main difference, right, is the orientation of the household shelter over here. I actually slightly prefer this layout more than the previous one because you can see here, right, they have a longer kitchen area. They have a WC and yard. So it's the same thing, but I feel like this is slightly more efficient. And the dining living area does feel slightly bigger. Where else you can see over here at the other one. So the main difference really is the living room area. I feel like it's a little bit more spacious for the second 980 square feet one. So for this 980 square feet, right, they also managed to squeeze like a small study or a storage space over here lah. Okay, so next up we have the 990 square feet 3-bedroom premium plus study. So I think this is going to be quite similar to the just now, the second 980 square feet layout. And then over here you have the two master bath and the bathroom having window. And then the kitchen area over here, quite standard. They have a yard, WC, household shelter, and this like small study or powder room kind of concept here. And overall, this is a very efficient layout as well. Okay, so last but not least, we have the 1098 square feet. So this will be the show unit and the show flat. And over here, we can see there is a dry kitchen area, and then normal kitchen, household shelter, yard, windows here, WC, and then this is the DB box over here. So I think this one also, they have a storage space here that is done up by the developer, and at the same time there's this like flexi area. So this one, just now you see, right, those study table spots, right, now is a proper flexi room lah. I think this one also very well planned out layout. There is really not much wasted space, very efficient. Okay, so right now we'll be looking at the demand and supply ratio of this Mediapolis area lah. Okay, so now you see, based on my search criteria, Mediapolis within 1 km, last 1 year transactions, condo, and we are just looking at the 3-bedders. So we have a total of 2 projects, mainly coming from One North Residences and Normanton Park. So we have a total of 17 transactions. And the total number of listings right now, we are looking at 141. So majority of them are actually coming from Normanton Park. There was too many, so I don't know whether how many of them are actually duplicates. Yeah, but do take note that Normanton Park is a mega development. So over here, the demand and supply ratio, just based off this 1 km, you are looking at 17 is to 141. So definitely not the best in terms of demand and supply take-up rate in this Mediapolis area. But then again, Normanton Park we are looking at is right across the expressway, which is over towards Cambridge side. But just based off this initial assessment, right, for the demand and supply for the 3-bedders, we are looking to have a lot of units still to be cleared within 1 km of this Mediapolis area itself lah. Okay, so now we look at the demand and supply, right, the ratio for rentals. 1 km within Mediapolis, and then the last transactions for the past 1 year, 3 bedrooms. Same 2 projects, okay, One North Residences and Normanton Park. We are looking at a very healthy 123 transactions is to current listings of 23. So majority of them are actually coming from Normanton Park. So you can see even for the 3-bedders at Normanton Park, right, the rental rate is very strong. So we only have a few listings available on the market. 19 at Normanton Park, at 4 at One North Residences. So definitely today, if you are looking just to buy the Mediapolis area, Bloomsbury Residences to rent it out, I think there is a very strong demand in the rental market, definitely much stronger. And if you see the supply and the demand over here, quite healthy ratio, you probably won't be on the market for too long if you are a 3-bedder looking to find tenants over here. If you look at the surrounding area, right, actually we are very close to the Queenstown, Dawson, $1 million HDB area. So this is a potential area that the HDB upgraders can also exit from their HD and using the profits from the BTO to go and buy a condo nearby here. So that's why Normanton Park also has quite a bit of HDB upgraders buying there as well. Yeah, so definitely the market will have some overlap in this 1 km of area. Okay, so over here for transportation options, definitely it's quite interesting to see that LTA actually tried all the self-driving public buses, right, all along this entire area. So it will start from Buona Vista area all the way until the Mediapolis here, accessible based on public transport, and these public buses also can bring you towards the MRT stations as well. Do keep an eye for these autonomous public buses over here. And also quite interesting that the government, right, actually started to release this newspaper article in this month that there is 2 new MRT lines under study, which is in conjunction with the Jurong Regional Line extension. So if you see, right, actually they are trying to do the line from like the West Coast area into the Cambridge area, and also the Tengah line will be over here. So definitely I think it will be quite interesting if the government still able to squeeze out another MRT line along this existing West Coast area. Definitely, right, you see the government, the way they plan certain townships, they will either start off with the residential part first, then they develop the area as a whole, or they start the MRT first and then they hold the land until they know the population is ready for this area, and then they start selling the land. Over here, if the MRT is really up and coming here, then I think the government is definitely going to do a lot of things in this Mediapolis area in order to make it feasible, right, to justify for a new MRT stop in this area. So over here you can see just a better close-up. So here you see, if they want to really do this West Coast area, right, extend into the Cambridge area, if you go and study this One North area, the plot of land, right, actually there's not much land that is really suitable to build MRT, especially this area already quite saturated, even if you go underground. I think there is limited options. That's why you must see where the government start to build certain parts of Singapore. So for the One North area, definitely quite convenient because we have Star Vista over here, Rochester Mall, and then the prestigious schools in the vicinities. We have Tanglin Trust School, NUS, ACS, and a lot of international schools, and also Fairfield Primary School is between 1 to 2 km. It's not within the 1 km range. Okay, so right now I'll be touching on the price analysis for this entire area. Okay, so over here we have the break-even price for the land plot that's awarded for Bloomsbury Residences. So over here we can see it is at 2076 PSF PPR. If we add in a 5% in terms of harmonized at 10% profit, we'll be looking at around $2,400 per square feet. 15% we're looking at about 2.5k, 20% we'll be looking about 2.6k. So this is the range that I expect Bloomsbury to be launching around. And if you look at this entire area, so over here I circled is the Bloomsbury Residences plot, and then the next plot that is nearby will be at the One North area over here, okay? And then the next one is across the expressway, which is Normanton Park. And I won't be using the Queenstown side one as comparison because the Anchorage, Sterling Residences and the Queens, they are kind of much nearer to the MRT as compared to Bloomsbury Residences. So I don't think it will be a fair comparison. Okay, so over here we have the One North 3-bedroom transacted price range. And here we have 5 projects: One North Eden, Blossoms by the Park, The Hill at One North Residences, the Rochester Residences. This one North Eden, TOP is the most recent one, and the upcoming 2 of them, Blossoms by the Park and The Hill at One North, they are both going to TOP around 2027 timing. And all of this actually we are looking at quite a comparable size in terms of development and land size. And you can see this is just for the 3-bedroom range. So here we can see already transacted up to 2.9 million range. So over here the price already has been tested, but of course here we are looking at much nearer to MRT lah. And then the rental range at One North Eden, I will use this as the best comparison really. So for the 3 bedrooms, we should be expecting in the 5.4k all the way up to 7.5k range. And now to answer the question whether One North area got people want to buy man, and whether it has profits. So it was quite surprising that One North Eden, you see the profit level here, right? It is a development only of 165 units For the 3 bedrooms, I was quite surprised that the profit margin was actually quite strong, and all within this 3 to 4 year holding period. We are looking at a profit range from 300 plus K all the way to 400 plus K. So all of these are quite strong profits, showing that actually the buyers are looking at one-off area as a potential own stay. You can see most of these are all the 3 bedrooms, and they are the bigger types. They only have a one smaller type 3 bedroom over here. So of course, this one you have to look closely at what is the remaining stock that is on sale right now. So One North Eden definitely is a smaller development, 165 units, but really I think in the One North area, as long as it's a place of convenience and within schools, shopping malls, people are still willing to make the adjustment and pay for a higher price in this area, as seen by One North Eden profits. So this was quite interesting based on my own research. Okay, so now we look at Normanton Park. So of course, I think some of you might say Normanton Park really can compare to this Bloomsbury Residences, man. It's a mega development versus like a medium-sized development. How to compare? So I mean, I agree with you. The most I would say is just really the distance from the MRT side. So we're looking at Normanton Park, right? The smaller 3 bedrooms all the way to the bigger ones, the profit range comes from 500 plus thousand up to 300 plus K lah. So I think in the end, this area also still yielding quite decent profit margins, even though they are not near MRT. Okay, so now we look at the One North 3 bedroom prices. So for One North Eden, this is recently TOP project. So in the 3 bedroom, right, 947 square feet, PSF is around 2,300 range, quantum 2.2 million. For the 3 bedrooms, they are bigger. The PSF range from about 2002 all the way to 2003, and the quantum range is between 2.4 million to 2.6 million. Next up, we have Blossoms by the Park, TOP 2027, 915 square feet for the 3 bedrooms. We are looking at between $2,200 to $2,600 per square feet, and the quantum range ranges between 2 million up to 2.4 million. 3 bedrooms, 1076 square feet. PSF range from 2002 all the way to $2,600 per square feet SO. And the quantum range is from 2.4 million all the way to 2.8 million. Now we look at the Hill at One North, TOP 2027. The 3 bedrooms, right, 947 square feet. So the PSF range is in the 2.5K range, and the quantum range we're looking at is 2.3 million up to 2.4 million. And now for the bigger bedrooms, for the 3 bedroom, there is a lot of 3 bedroom layouts, so I'm just going to put it out here. It's between the 1000 square feet to the 1098 square feet range. And the PSF range, right, we're looking at from 2.5K all the way to 2.7K PSF. Quantum range, 2.5 million all the way to 2.9 million. Here are the remaining units, right, at the Hill at One North. So you can see the 980 square feet, the cheapest one, we are looking at is 2,550 PSF, quantum of 2.499 million. And now if we look at Bloomsbury Residences, right? So on the left here, I have put in the estimate profit price for the based on the land plot itself. So for the Bloomsbury one, right, if we look at the smaller 904 square feet one, I do estimate the launch price should be in the $2,500 to $2,600 per square feet, quantum of 2.26 million all the way to 2.35 million. And then for the 3 bedrooms, 1098 square feet, estimate PSF is also between the 2.5K to 2.6K range. Quantum, we are looking at 2.745 million, 2.85 million. So in the end, this is the price gap analysis, and if you want to find out more about whether this project is worth investing and whether this project can exit in the near term or the medium term, and also if you choose to buy this project for a rental play instead, So all these things, I think we can definitely work out a personalized solution for each client. So over here, we have all the prices for the 3 bedrooms in the One North area. And I think definitely with all this, right, you'll be able to work out what is a safe entry price for Bloomsbury Residences and how much we should actually enter. And we already know what are the competitors in the One North area is actually selling. So I would say I wouldn't really compare one Normanton Park as a real comparison because it's really in the other area in the Cambridge side. So here, One North, I will still take those that is closer towards the MRT and the shopping mall versus Bloomsbury Residences. And do bear in mind that this is already harmonized PSF And so I think in the end, if you're looking for investment or own stay, entry price definitely will be the key point over here at Bloomsbury Residences. And if you want to find out more whether you should enter Bloomsbury at what price, what layouts, all this, do feel free to reach out to me via the WhatsApp at 84849302. Alright, so I hope you found my video useful today and you had some valuable takeaways. So if you like more of this kind of content, you can click on my channel and look at the past videos I've done for the previous new launches. So over there, right, you also can see how I analyze the previous launches, and using data analysis, usually this is how I would like to approach every new launch. Upcoming, we have this One Marina Gardens and Bloomsbury Residences also gonna be launching in the same weekend, so it'll be quite interesting to see the take-up rate for these two developments. You are interested and you haven't had an agent also, feel free to reach out to me using the QR code, or you can reach out using the WhatsApp link below. I'll be doing these two launches also, so do feel free to reach out to me. I hope to work with you guys soon. Cheers! Bye!